Welcome.
What is up? Let's go.
Yes, welcome everybody. My name is CJ. I'm here. This is another Thursday Justified without Mr. Just, so I will take his place as the host.
He will be back.
I am joined here by Jordan. I'm joined by Mr. Reese, and I am joined by Steph. Guys, how are you guys doing tonight?
I'm feeling fantastic.
I'm doing great, honestly, with what we've got planned.
I'm hearing a white tea, bro. It's a good night, bro.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Awesome. Well, happy Thursday to all of our viewers. In the interest of time, we are going to dash into our first topic. So I'm going to let Mr. Reese introduce this first topic because it is a special topic that I feel like he will be best to introduce. So, Reese, if you would like to take over now, go ahead and introduce this first topic for tonight and get this first started.
If there is anything I do, it's take over. CJ, Jordan, Steph, there are three things that are guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and Son Maurice giving you the best list of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you, if the meteor flowing through outer space at Mach speeds were to collide with the Earth right now, and somehow I did not stop it, which is very unlikely, then this would be the end of the Earth. But not only would it be the end of the Earth, it would be the end of WWE. So if WWE ended right now, these would be the top 5 superstars. And does that say 25? Somebody fix that in production. It's 2026. What are we doing? Goodness gracious. Can I get that fixed? Regardless, let's switch that up. 2026. These are your top 5 WWE superstars. At the 5 slot, give me Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table. Why is he at number 5? Why is he not lower? First off, let's talk about why he's at the 5 spot. Because of the feud with CM Punk and debatably match of the year. Why is he only at the 5 slot? It's because I was doing CJ on August 27, 2026 cosplay. Because I was asleep during those Jacob Fatu matches. I was asleep during the Jacob Fatu build-up, and I was also asleep during that Seth Rollins-Roman Reigns match. However, the programs in between those moments with the Bloodline is interesting. The stuff that he's doing with CM Punk is some of the best stuff we have seen on WWE television in a long time. So therefore, the 2026 number 5 spot goes to Roman Reigns. That ain't all though. Give me number 4, baby. Chad Gable, El Grande Americano, number 4. Why? Because he put on also debatably match of the year in 2026. On top of that, the character work that he's doing, the weekly shows, him going out there with a Rey Mysterio at 51, who is moving like a gosh dang freak of nature, by the way. Shout out Rey Mysterio, them stem cells doing him good. Chad Gable has no reason to not be in anybody's top 5 list outside of it. Zero reason to not be there. My goodness, if there's somebody who deserves this spot, Chad Gable is him. He ain't number 3 though. Give me Sami Zayn at the number 3. Why? Because Sami Zayn has been working. I'm not the biggest Sami Zayn guy. And I know Jordan is sitting out there looking like, why in the world is my brother from another mother on my screen? This is the reason why, Jordan. Because Sami Zayn has gone out there, put on banger after banger after banger after banger. You would have thought he was coming straight off of a strip club night, being the richest guy in the room with how much he banging in that WWE locker room. Pause. Look.
The preacher?
Sami Zayn is one of the greatest in-ring talents we have seen in a long, long time in WWE. And not only that, but he is having one of the best years, whether it be the matches that he had with a CM Punk this year, whether it be the triple threat with Cody Rhodes and Gunther this year. We know who Sami Zayn is, and on top of that, him giving the character, the weird character changes that this company has bestowed upon him, he has been able to use that to his advantage to tell intricate stories in the ring. But the reason why he's not in my 2-1 spot is because the pressure is not on him. Do you want to know what pressure does? It makes diamonds. And when there's a diamond in the rough, which the rough is WWE, we have to talk about it, especially when the diamond is so young and shining bright like a, oh, but give it to me at the number 2 spot. Talk to me over Femi. Not only has he put on banger matches with a Brock Lesnar, but despite being put in this retirement storyline with Brock Lesnar, he has still delivered, whether it be in promos with Paul Heyman, segments with Lesnar, the matches with Lesnar, and then he goes out there on Monday Night Raw and gives us a master class of a promo, that being with Braun Breaker, who also did phenomenal as well. My goodness, give me the ruler over Femi at my 2 slot. He ain't number 1 though. You know who that is. Look in my eyes. Do you know who you see? It's the coat of personality, CM Punk, baby. If there's one thing that Maurice is gonna do, he's gonna give you the right list at all times, just like CM Punk's gonna deliver at all times. CM Punk has delivered more than all of Nick Cannon's baby mamas, because he has gone out there and put on banger after banger after banger. I mean, when we talk about it, CM Punk versus Finn Balor, CM Punk versus Sami Zayn, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, CM Punk versus me, CM Punk versus you, CM Punk versus all of us. It's all been cinema.
It has.
So thank you, CM Punk, for what you have done for me, Bill. There needs to be a national holiday making this today CM Punk Day. They need to make this year CM Punk year. They need to go back in the history books. Look at 2026, and when they think of a man, they think of this man in the corner above Steph, raising that WWE championship belt high above his head. There is no more ones. There is no more invisible man. One is retired. One's number 5. I know who is number 1. It's the cult of personality. It is the one where fire burns inside of him. It is the one who is the voice of the voiceless and the voice of the people who have the voices for them already. Give me CM Punk. The Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth. I would throw Steph right into the death beam to stop it. But if I did not have that option, I would send them CM Punk to deliver a 5-star classic to save the Earth population. That's on the off chance I am injured and I can't defeat the Martians myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the greatest list in human history. We can talk about the Declaration of Independence. We can talk about the list that your mom made you remember before you went out to the grocery store. We can talk about the list that Chris Jericho held with a clipboard for multiple years. But my goodness, my list, the list of me, Son Maurice, has blessed you. So thank you for letting me be the greatest list maker of all time. Who is a Chris Jericho? Who created the Declaration of Independence? Me! I created it! It was me too! So thank you. Top 5 WWE Superstars in 2026. Ignore that typo.
I like the top 5. I see one sneak. I'll say that first. Let's get that out the way. I see one sneak. Your number 1, I do agree. Your number 2, he belongs in the top 5. Your number 4 belongs in the top 5. Your number 5 belongs in the top 5. That number 3, he don't belong in the top 5. Sami Zayn, top 5 for this year. I think I highly disagree. I think there's people doing better work than Sami, if I'm really keeping it a buck. In ring, sure, he's cooking. Outside of the ring, everything else, he's pretty boring. The best stint that I think he had was when he did win the belt and he was like posting pictures online. That was cool. Like outside of the in-ring stuff, I don't find Sami that crazy. I honestly think somebody having a better year than him, a more entertaining year, a more Trick Willie year is Trick Williams. I do think Trick Williams is having a better year than Sami Zayn. Production's been going crazy. He's probably one of the youngest stars that already has won a title from the NXT call-up. I know Carmelo won one as well. I'm talking about Carmelo. I'm talking about Trick over Javon. He's won his belt. He's partnered up with Little Yachty. He's getting mainstream time. Like, I think Trick has a better year than Sami Zayn. For the most part, Sami's best thing was his match with Puck. I agree. Him and Trick tries to do something. I think Trick is the more entertaining of that rivalry. That's the only one I would say is a sneak. Everything else, solid list, Reese. I'm very much proud of you. You're doing good. You're getting better, my boy. You're getting better.
The biggest sneak was at number 5 for sure, but I am just the host. Jordan, do you have any comments on Reese's list?
Reese, I'm not a fan of your list.
Oh,
I'm the biggest fan of your list.
I was so
Like
proud of
that,
you.
like I think your list could not have been more perfect. In fact, I'm actually going to be honest. I thought of why didn't he have a woman in there, and then I thought, unfortunately, no woman in WWE this year has really had like a top 5 year throughout it yet.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been anybody that they've booked that well or that's been doing that good of work consistently. So yeah, like I'm gonna be honest, and I just gotta say, Steph, bro,
Go for it.
Trick Williams. So we're gonna give the guy credit over the guy. This poor Sami, which I'm so glad that Reese gave him acknowledgement, because you said, oh, his best match was with Punk, okay, but that doesn't take away the fact that he had a good match with Gunther this year. He also had a good match with a great match, triple threat with Cody and Gunther. Okay, you agree on ring, but the character work has been really good as well. And to be honest with you, Trick Williams is responsible for Sami's not only worst match this year, like an only probably bad match this year, but he's also responsible for one of worst matches in poor Sami's career. Like, he gave Trick a WrestleMania match, and what did Trick give him for it? Nothing. So
Jordan,
let's add on and sprinkle onto that. Trick Williams also has one of the worst matches this year.
Baron Corbin. Yes.
Jordan,
respectfully, and it's not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to push Trick or knock Trick too much. However, it's like to give him a top 5 nods when like Reese just pointed out. I mean, whether it's bad opponents or whether it's bad booking or whatever, it's just bad match and bad match and bad match. At some point, we're not going to give you a nod for a top 5. I just think Reese knocked it out of the park. CM Punk is obviously number 1, the MVP of this season, arguably having his best. What's up? Sorry?
Anybody that you thought was left out other than Trick Williams?
No, I tried to really think of it. I mean, Roman, I agree with you, being is the one that's the most replaceable in my opinion for 5. But I also can't think of anybody
Trick Willie
this year besides Roman that deserves that spot, that's doing good enough consistent work. Like, you can't say honestly, like, you can't say Seth, you can't say Gunther,
no,
you can't say You can't say any of these. Like you can't say LA Knight. You can't say Jey Uso. You can't say, like I said, women-wise, it gets even harder because the only people that are doing consistent work, it hasn't been for a long period of time in 2026. It's been for
Do you
small
think
durations.
Penta has an argument? You think Penta got an argument?
He'd be the only one I think has an.
Yes.
Penta's the only one I think has an argument
Yes.
over Reigns. That's actually a good.
See, my thing for Trick over a Penta and why I say over Sammy,
No,
I do agree
no.
Trick's in ring ain't fair. I don't think he's the amazing in ring at all. But Trick has if you go to YouTube, Trick is one of the best sports entertainment right now. Like if you look at
actually,
YouTube
that's
views,
fallen off in the last month or so as well.
Hold on, my brother.
I think most people would agree with that.
We're in the 8th month of this year. 7 good months is
Also,
great.
hey, you want to talk
it wasn't
about
really
relevancy?
7
Wait,
good
if you want to
months.
talk about relevancy, let's talk about how Sami Zayn has been one of the most relevant stories with the Cody Rhodes, which is probably
Yes. Cool.
much more
Cool.
viewed than what the programs that Trick has been in.
So happy you said that. Actually,
In fact-
if you go on their YouTube, Trick Williams has the
In
highest
fact,
views
Cody
segment
has a better
every-
argument than Trick.
had the higher
Cody has a
views
better
segment
argument for the
every-
top 5 than Trick.
Sure. Trick Williams had the highest views on YouTube from their SmackDown recap.
You can argue
He has
that
his
Trick
segment
Williams
has
is a
the
bigger
highest
draw
views.
in 2026. I will not deny that. That cannot be your only argument
No.
to be a top 5 superstar in the company.
Yeah, like
I
at this point, that is all he kind of has at the moment. Like he needs his
I
mic
don't think
work
he's
is
a bigger
good.
draw, but I do think he's more popular at the moment.
His mic work is good, but I'd argue. I think
It's
a lot of
okay,
people would agree with me
but
on
Sammy's
this.
is better.
I would argue.
Sammy's
I would
been better
argue he's
this year.
steadily gone downhill in everything since he won the title.
Sammy has been better in mic work this year as well.
Yes,
No, I just
if I'm
can't
being
agree.
like Steph, if I'm being honest with you, I would argue that as much as
Also,
I
the
like
Promo
Trick,
against
but
Baron Corbin, the last SmackDown was not too good.
like
I
Steph,
think-
he is
I think
more
they
over
both
is
have
because
some-
Sammy's a heel. Like that's why Trick's more over.
exactly.
Got
CJ,
you.
CJ, like,
No,
I don't know if
Sammy's
I don't know
not
if
a
anybody agrees
heel.
with this. I would
started this
argue,
month.
Sammy is a heel.
like
I mean, the
CJ,
start of this year.
CJ, I would argue Trick has steadily gone downhill in everything since he won the belt. Obviously, he doesn't have the title anymore, but I'm talking about since he won the title at WrestleMania, I would say his in-rings got worse. Even his mic skills have got worse. His mic skills were better before Mania. Even his draw power, I mean, it's good, but people are getting a little, he's not getting the same pops he was getting before Mania. I'm not saying nothing wrong. I'm just
saying
being
Mania happens in
factual.
April.
I'm just being
Mania
factual. I
happens in
think the
April.
matches he was having
4
before Mania are better than now.
Hey, 4 solid months.
I feel like
Four
couldn't
solid months
NXT
is
only
better
like
than
nice and
last
sell 2,000
one
seats?
consent.
Whenever he was main eventing those shows, like what house?
I agree. I'm agreeing with Draw. But when he came to the main roster, I don't think he's a bigger draw than Sammy. I think that's crazy to say. I do think at the moment he's currently more popular. Like you guys said, you said up until Mania, 4 good months up going into Mania, cool. Versus because he was feuding with Sammy, so that if we're saying it was bad for Trick, we're saying it was also bad for him. So I think those 4 good ones from, I'm saying if it was 4 good ones for Trick, boom, coming out of that, Sammy's best stuff is he does do stuff after. So 2 months compared to 4, I'm taking Trick's 4.
Oh wait, where's Trick's 4 at?
Jordan was saying, well, you weren't one of the ones who agreed. Jordan agreed that he was doing really good before Mania. Mania is a 4 month.
Sami
build. He
Zayn's
came
also
up in January.
doing good before Mania.
No, he's not.
So if I could say, remember what he said to him before Mania? I'm not gonna lie. I know I look like Sammy, so it's a little bit
I think you're just defending
typical
him
for me
because
to
he's
do
your
this.
cousin.
Well, what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. I know I look like Sammy, so I'll just allow me to go ahead and say exactly what he said to Trick, and it's kind of becoming true a little bit right now, or at least going in that direction. Sammy looked at Trick when Trick was like, "They love me," and Sammy looked at him and goes, "I don't think they love you." He goes, "I think they like you a little bit," and he goes, "And I remember when they liked me, just like they like you right now." He goes, "But
Fair.
at one point,"
Fair.
he goes, "all of that's gonna fall." He goes, "All of it's gonna go away because you're gonna not give them anything new." And he goes, "And then what are you gonna do? When are you gonna evolve? What are you gonna bring in? What are you gonna fit? What are you gonna change?" And what I'm
maybe I'm
seeing
sleeping
right
on
now
Sammy.
is that people are realizing Trick got kind of thrown into a, just thrown in and so to swim.
Bet. Let's do it.
All right.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, so it seems like Steph disagreeing with Sami Zayn was the only contention we had to reach his top 5. Which means that it must have been a
Please.
pretty good list. Last time we had a lot more debate on it. I personally think number 5 on the list was the most egregious selection, but we will move on because I'm just the host of this segment. We will move on to the next segment because we will continue to talk about number 5 on Reese's list because there has been a debate amongst the interwebs, wrestling community, WWE's biggest legends of all time, Mr. Roman Reigns and Mr. Edge. So we bring this debate here to Thursday Night Justified. We got our panel, 3-man panel. Honestly, I kind of have a certain idea of how this is going to go, but I am excited to hear your opinion. So we're going to start with Steph here. Roman versus Edge. Who's more legendary? Who's better all time? We're going to keep this to WWE. I don't know how much Edge
got you.
Or, I mean, if it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. Roman versus Edge. Or Adam if you want.
Mr. Cope. I do think this conversation is closer than some people will make it. Actually, I'm seeing a lot of people keep it close, so maybe I'm wrong. I do think it's Roman though. Roman is at this point more legendary. In the books, he has the legendary reign. He has the legendary matches. He has more legendary moments at this point. I do think he has eclipsed Edge. I think it's very hard to not be the guy and not eclipse someone who was like a top 3 or top 4 guy every year. Like I think it's very hard to be in that situation. Roman's been the guy for over 8 years. I want to go even longer than that. So like it's Roman. It's Roman, and it's by some. I do think there's some arguments you can make for Edge, but to answer the question, to sum it up, maybe if one of my boys say something dumb, I'll bring up the arguments. But to sum it up, it's Roman. It's Roman. Roman's the more of the legend. It's
you know, for the second time in your life in a week, you've been right, and I'm just so proud of you, and I want to applaud you for that. If in the comments we can give a round of applause for Steph. Let me be very clear. This is not close. Like Steph is trying to be nice about it. It's not close. Why is it not close? Because when you are the guy and you have the pressure on you for 8+ years and you deliver and put on you have one of the best factions of all time by your side, you end up elevating talent like a Jey Uso to where people think that he's even able to become a main eventer. You put on some of the greatest matches in WWE history, not saying that Edge hasn't, but you stack them up over the years like a Roman Reigns had, and then you deliver under the pressure of a top superstar. I'm sorry, but somebody like an Edge, you just surpassed him. There's levels to this, right? Edge's best match, Cena Edge TLC 06. Roman just has a plethora. Roman just has a plethora. I don't know if he has. I think offhand, I think like maybe 1 or 2 that can contend with it. But it's just the stacking of the catalog, the match with Lesnar at 31, the match that he just had with CM Punk, the match with Daniel Bryan, the match with AJ Styles, the match with Brian Clears at Money in the Bank 2015, the match, some of the other matches with Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns has just developed too much of a great catalog on top of being the flagship guy with the pressure on him, elevating the ratings of the brand and the business that we know as WWE. There's just been too much Roman Reigns has done for us to put him in the criteria of Edge. Steph, if I can be honest with you, Jordan, if I can be honest with you, a lot of the arguments that I see for Edge floating around are not arguments that are filled with facts, but filled with nostalgia, filled with, you know what, I know Edge is legendary because I grew up with him and he cashed in the Money in the Bank on John Cena and he did this cool spear. I remember. That's not what's going to cut it. Eventually, we have to understand people are going to get surpassed. Some of the greatest of all time will get surpassed. There will be a time where the GOAT debate is no longer a John or Austin. Somebody else is filling that fray, and we have to accept when that time has come. And if we are stuck on Roman Reigns being greater than Edge, we will never get to that point where a generation accepts the fact that somebody new can become greater than the people of the past. And that is what has happened with Roman. Roman
Fair.
has surpassed Edge. I don't think it's close, and I think the more that Roman Reigns wrestles and the more that Edge wrestles at his age, they end up making the gap even further. I understand the nostalgia we have for Edge. I understand the fact that Edge has given us some of the most iconic and legendary moments of all time. The issue is that you are putting the nostalgia on top of those iconic moments. I'm not saying Edge is not iconic. I'm not saying he's not legendary, because in WWE status, he is responsible for some of the biggest moments in the business. However, Roman Reigns is responsible for bigger moments in the business. So, to sum it up,
maybe one.
To sum it up, a plethora. Sum it up, I think Reigns has surpassed Edge. I think he did it in like 22, 23, maybe before that. Probably. But I think it's solidified pretty much that Roman Reigns is not just a better superstar, but also a bigger superstar. Like, many people will end up finishing their childhood and know this guy as the top guy. We remember Edge as one of the guys. This guy, Roman Reigns, will be put in the GOAT debate for a lot of kids. Like, a lot of kids, this will be the best guy they've seen, and they will like have a memory of, oh, Roman Reigns was that guy when I was young. Like, that will be their guy. Whether you agree with it or not, that will be the guy that they look at and they go, this was the top star when I was around. This was the guy who I was around. It's going to be the guy that the kids put in the GOAT debate. Edge was never in those conversations. And do I think Roman is in those conversations? Not really. But the fact is that more people will put Roman in those conversations because of the stuff that he has done.
All right, Sammy.
So can I go? All right. So, Reese, you said something interesting earlier when you were talking about Austin, and I hate to call you out here on live, but you said that Austin was Jordan-fied, where he was kind of talked about in the Michael Jordan sense. And this isn't a shot at Michael Jordan, but is in almost like a mythical sense. Like you don't even have to prove arguments. It's like, oh, so many things that can't be measured and things that are subjective and things that like people just try to take an easy way out argument and just throw at you and hope that they can get away with it. I feel like that's kind of all of these eras at this point. I don't even think it's just Austin. I think the 2000s, or honestly, I think the 90s and the 2000s in general are Jordan-fied. Like, I feel like if you had a good career in that span, people think you're untouchable by anything after it. And I'm kind of tired of it. It's like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I love Edge, but like you said, he wasn't even, I mean, sometimes he was very lucky to be second, never first, sometimes third, a lot of times fourth, could have been fifth in his own era. At times he was sixth. Like, you got guys like Jericho in there, like him, fighting for that sixth, fifth, fourth spot at times. You know what I mean? Like I'm just going to be honest. It's sometimes not close. I don't understand what a top guy of our era, like, I agree with you, Reese. It's like, I don't understand what a top guy of this era is supposed to do. Because if they're better than everybody else, it doesn't matter. If they draw more than everybody else, it doesn't matter. If they draw more than more than anyone else has ever in certain aspects, that doesn't matter. If they if they're consistently a high merch seller, it doesn't matter. I just, at some point, we're going to compare Edge, Triple H, Randy, all these guys that are twos or threes and never able to be the top guy and carry anything. We're just going to keep putting him over Roman Reigns because it's like, oh, it was so much harder to be a 3 then than it is to be a 1 now when there's no evidence. Like, I can't get behind it. Like, I agree with Reese. It's not close. I love Edge. I think I like Edge probably more than all 3 of these others. Like, when it comes to like
Jordan, can I cut through? Can I cut through?
All right. I'll finish this sentence. Okay, yeah, I'm saying I might be, as far as like even going into AEW right now, I might be the biggest Edge fan here when it comes to like supporting him still wrestling and everything. But at the same time, he's not close to Roman Reigns and all the things that these conversations are about. All of these people that are trying to say Edge is above Roman are 100%. Austin and Hogan are undisputed top 5 guys. So why you can't just start putting Edge and Brett and all these guys above Roman, who has all these things that Austin and Hogan have. He's in those conversations. Go ahead.
All right. The issue that I hate agreeing with y'all because they gotta say something and I'm like, Am I wrong for having this opinion? I do still agree that Roman's over Edge. I don't think it's a crazy gap. For one, I think the longevity that Edge has is just better. It's better. Also, you said something about being the number one guy and like you can't be comparable to the other people. Seth Rollins was a number one guy at one point. He's still under some people that are 2
No, he was
3
not.
2019, he wasn't the number one guy.
Yeah.
2019, he wasn't the number one guy.
Oh, I thought you were meaning like
Becky Lynch is.
Okay, no, I got what you're saying. No, I heard you wrong.
I'm saying he failed as the guy. I'm saying he failed. Like
I thought you were saying he was a draw or something.
These people
I was
were
like,
the
what?
number one guy, and they still like. It's possible to still be under 2s and 3s. The Rock was not a number one.
So now we're comparing Roman to a 2019 Seth to get him below Edge?
Not what I'm doing. I'm saying the concept of they're number one, so they can't be under these people. It's just false.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can look at these people who are number one,
but that's not
under these 2s and 3s. But also going back to the longevity point, Edge is good from 1999 with him and Christian until what? I'll say 09. Solid 10 years of good work from Edge.
I think Roman has the same.
No, I wouldn't say the same. What years are we giving Roman? Give me your years for Roman. I'll let you give it.
2012, 2013, 14, 15.
Wait. Use the Austin argument then, Reese. Wait, you just said 10 solid years.
I'm not giving you. The Austin argument isn't my argument, so I'm not going to do that. 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
19 is good, and 18 is good.
19.
18. I was doing this earlier. 17 is not good. 18 is good.
17 is good.
17 is good. 17 is good.
Am I confusing it? What year is the Sheamus? No, 16. 16 is the Sheamus beef. Sheamus and Nation of Domination.
16 is also a good year.
Yeah, 16.
What year is the Sheamus?
The League of Nations.
18 is absolutely a good year. 18 is
good. Reigns is still putting on good matches.
Entire year bad because the League of Nations feud is disingenuous.
Wasn't the League of Nations
18
like maybe I'm being.
Steph,
but
18
also,
is
that's the US title.
Shield
Never
versus.
mind. That's the US title.
Yeah,
Steph, 18
even if you don't want to give me 19,
even if you don't want to
give me 19, I know. Hold on, Jordan. Even if you don't want to give me 19, I know Caesar's going to disagree with this, but then we get to the Tribal Chief stuff.
Okay, here's my argument when it comes to Tribal Chief.
20, yeah. So even if you don't want to give him consecutive, we're
gonna give him a full year for the Tribal Chief
but again, 19, 20, that's when leukemia plus COVID happens.
Yes.
Then he jumps right back into the fray. Their total years in WWE are like 2 years apart. So this longevity thing is not like longevity works.
I'm not saying Edge has it over him. I'm saying I do think it's closer than you guys are making it.
Yeah, I disagree. I think when Roman, so this is where we disagree. I think
without having to be part-time.
I think if it stopped at the big dog because of the character work of Edge and whatnot, I think you could probably give me a better argument. The issue is that Roman Reigns has this catalog of great matches and even decent stories throughout the big dog. Throughout the big dog. And then he hits the Tribal Chief peak where he becomes the number one guy, puts on some of the best stories we've ever seen, debatably the best story we've ever seen, and the Bloodline story. And then he goes out there and has some of the best matches we've also ever seen too, as the number one guy having that pressure. I think that boosts the gap a lot more than you're making it seem.
If I could say this, Steph, I also
strong,
Steph, I get what you're saying, but I think this too. Like, even as toxic as it might sound, I think you're inadvertently saying everybody from that time period that was that was a main eventer, like not just top guy, main eventer. Like, we're talking, even Jericho was a main eventer. So it's
sure. Get to the point.
Every guy, you're basically saying every guy almost from that main eventer is like almost on, like is like arguable with Roman Reigns, and that's just ridiculous. Like, it's a ridiculous notion.
Not what I'm saying.
Yes, it is. You're arguing Edge, so that means you would argue Andy.
Edge is a top.
How is that not what he's saying? How is that not what he's saying? I don't have to directly say it.
Steph isn't saying like a guy like Steph isn't saying
Edge.
He's not
Randy.
Wait, he's not saying Batista over Reigns. He's not saying RVD over Reigns.
I didn't say Edge over Reigns.
RVD is not a full-on main eventer. Then he wins the title, but he also is mostly
John Cena.
Most of his WWE career is mid card.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
Thank
sorry
you,
about
Jordan,
that.
let's stay on
What
edge.
I'm
Yeah,
literally
I wasn't
saying
saying
is-
that. That's why I
can.
didn't bring up any names. I said inadvertently.
If we can, let's.
But no, that's still is not
Inadvertently
true.
nothing. Because all the people that you can
It
claim
is.
that I inadvertently named, I named Edge, and I gave this time period where he's doing solid work throughout. 10 years of solid work from Edge. I can tell you what he did every single year. I can tell you at least 2 feuds that he was in every single year. I can tell you probably 10 matches that he had every single year. I can tell you these things about
Roman's
Edge from all
5
those
outweighs
years.
Edge's 10.
Yeah, I disagree.
Roman's
I
best
disagree.
5 outweighs
Years
Edge's 10.
Roman only has
I
5
disagree.
good years
You
now.
on
We're
that
dropping
one.
him down to 5.
No, I'm not even
God
saying
damn.
only 5. I only need 5, and I outweigh all of Edge's
No.
10.
5 tribal chief? Oh, you're insane.
No.
You're bugging.
Not just tribal
No, I
chief.
like-
You don't even know what 5 years I would choose.
Please.
There's
what
no 5
are you
years of no. That's not. No, I disagree. I think Big
Ed-
Dog.
Roman Reigns is not on no level of a Stone Cold within 5 years. Come on now, bro. There's only like 3 people who can use a
Yeah,
5-year argument
like
against.
unless you try to use the tribal chief argument, that's the only argument you can use.
That's the best argument.
I'm
that
saying,
you have.
like-
You're
Yeah,
missing out on some of his best stuff.
I mean, okay. I'm
You only
just saying
take
that,
tribal
like,
chief,
you're talking about
that
how Edge
storyline
has
is
10
flat.
years of good and Roman doesn't have 10. Roman's what?
TJ.
Even if it isn't up to 10, you're saying Edge has 10 really solid years. Even if Roman doesn't meet up to 10, his solid years outweigh Edge's.
I'm not disagreeing.
Like they do.
Again, let me repeat this for the people in the back. Roman Reigns is more legendary. I agree. I think that you guys are being disingenuous by not taking. I think the best argument for Edge case is his longevity.
Yeah, I just don't think.
I
his
think
longevity
keeping
is
him
that-
with-
I disagree.
yeah.
I disagree with both of y'all for a little bit. I don't think the longevity is like super great. Like it's a 2-year gap in the total time that they've been there, and I don't think that Edge being good for like it being okay for that stretch. I don't think that stretch is better than the Big Dog.
Okay.
I don't think it's better than Roman Shield work. I also don't think that I think you add on the tribal chief stuff with that. We have some serious conversations of moving that needle. I also don't agree with you that Steph was trying to imply. I think he just genuinely thinks that Edge is in this conversation a little bit more than we
And I
think
think-
so. But
also
I
think,
just disagree
Roman
with
Yeah,
that.
but
Reigns
it's just
is-
I think the disingenuousness is to keep Roman in conversations with these these wrestlers. But anyway,
I would
like-
agree to an extent, but not. I don't think Steph was
So-
implying that.
Like, not every
George-
all-time great that's wrestled a long time is better than Roman, or as good as him.
Yes,
Like,
I-
that's
yes.
all I'm
My
saying.
issue is I don't think Steph was implying that.
at all.
Okay. Sure.
What I'm literally trying to get you to see, Cody Rhodes was a top 1 guy. Can he not be in conversations with The Rock because The Rock was never a number 1? Can
No,
Cody Rhodes never
no,
be
he
in
cannot.
conversations with
No,
Chris
no,
Jericho
sir.
because he was never
That's a
Chris
good.
Jericho.
Yeah.
Can he never be in a conversation
Cody is
with
in
the Hulk Hogan?
conversations with
He never-
Jericho.
He's not in
That's,
conversation.
that's where I think he deserves to be.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
is.
think Cody's in
No, he's not.
conversations with other number 1s. I think Cody might be
Yeah,
the
he
worst
is,
number
pal.
1 of all time.
He's not better than no Jericho.
That's ridiculous.
Well, he's one of the worst number 1s of all time.
But we're gonna move on. I'm sorry.
Are we? Okay. Well, after that heated debate, we are going to transition because this Sunday, all of the
Yes,
Elite
sir.
Wrestling will be having their biggest show of the year out in Wembley Stadium in London, England of the United Kingdom. And our question is simple here. Will All In deliver? Is the build lived up to the hype? Jordan, this is our resident AEW expert. We're going to give the floor to you to give your thoughts on what's going to happen at All In.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. I think that this build has been very underrated. I don't think it's like amazing, best ever that they've done or anything. I'm not going to overglaze it. I do think it's been very, very, very solid, though. I think they've done what they needed to do. There's some places where I would have done a couple different things, but I think that's with every card you could say about a wrestling fan. Very, very happy the direction they've gone with like the big storylines, though. The triple threat's going to be amazing. The women's match is going to be the triple threat between Okada, Fletcher, and Takeshita. That is the women's match is going to be amazing. Between Mercedes and Willow, we've got some really, really good tension there, like a really good story. I'm glad that they are 2 black women that get to have a match in Wembley Stadium, or just a big moment for AEW, especially having a storyline and involved instead. It's a very, very interesting there. I want to honestly say, I believe that the Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega match. I gotta cape for my guy a little bit right here, because Ospreay hate is really one of the most forced things in the industry at the moment. And I don't believe, I can't say it's that forced, like, because of who I'm going to say, in a minute. But I will say that, if this match is just fantastic, and maybe even just a tier below their other two, if it's just as good as their other one, I will be completely happy. But I truly believe this is going to be one of the greatest matches of all time. Like, I truly do believe that. I believe it's going to over deliver. I believe it had, like, these two know that there's a little bit of a stigma around doing this match, because, and I'm going to get into exactly why. I am very, very, very proud of AEW going into this event. Not only have they drawn the house that they've drawn again for the third time in at Wembley Stadium in 4 years, but they're playing to their identity. They knew. I want people to know, really, really know. They knew that Kenny and Ospreay was going to get some type of scrutiny from a crowd of people. They knew that if they didn't do Kenny Ospreay MJF and instead they did Ospreay Kenny, they knew that there was going to be a crowd of people that were going to have a big problem with it. And you know what they did? They stayed true to their identity. I am very proud of them for. Go ahead. What's up?
I'll let you finish that statement. I did want to ask, whenever you are finished with that statement, I want you to give us your prediction on who's going to win that match.
I'm going. I'm absolutely going to.
Right,
I was just simply saying, yeah, they stay. Yeah, they're staying. I'm so happy they're staying true to their identity with this match, because it is truly what AEW is all about. This kind of wrestling style that people are kind of really afraid of, in a way I can say. Like, I don't know if that's the word to use, but I don't really know what else to say at the moment. It just kind of feels like people are afraid of that wrestling style, a little bit afraid to lean into it. I believe it's going to be a perfect showcasing of it. And you know, I think people think when it comes to AEW All In every year, they're always like, oh, AEW, you know, the fans that wonder why they can't love AEW, they're like, oh, maybe they didn't do what WWE would do. I'm glad they didn't do what WWE would do, CJ. I'm glad they didn't go with Ospreay MJF just because it was the biggest face in the company and the biggest heel, just because it's what WWE would do. I'm glad they did what AEW would do. And AEW would go with the 10-year-long storyline in the industry between Kenny and Ospreay, because it's two of their best wrestlers in the company. And side, so that this company could exude their identity in the main event of this show, up, like, back up against the wall with people telling them to do Ospreay MJF. I think it's a brilliant, brilliant decision. And I think it's going to pay off. And I just think that they are truly just the better product right now. Like, I just believe they're firing on all cylinders. People are trying to hold them, like, still trying to come out and say, oh, they're not doing great. Don't listen to any of that. Watch the product. Check like, if you really want to be a numbers guy, check the attendance, check all the numbers, and you'll see that they're full of it. Like, AEW is thriving. Not that they're better than WWE or anything like that, but they are absolutely fine. They are going in a good direction. They have plenty of fans. They are doing plenty of attendance at houses. They're not going down in any way. They've got great people coming in. The last thing I will say before we transition to that follow-up question is, Swerve Strickland. We have a lot of surprises that are supposed to be coming at All In. Got a Casino Gauntlet. There's rumblings about a certain Mad Dragon or a Czar that could be making his debut in AEW in a Casino Gauntlet. Wow, that would be something, wouldn't it? Just less than a month after leaving WWE. We also have the fact that the New Day is supposed to be showing up with Swerve Strickland in the trios for the buy-in. But I do want to point out, for people that are upset that it might be at the buy-in, this is not like AEW. How are you going to get people to watch buy-ins? How are you going to get people to watch pre-shows? I understand people don't like them and everything, but it's like, even if it's at the very end of it, like, you start the entrances and let the match lead into the show, which is what AEW usually does. How you got to get, you know what I mean? Like you got to get buzz for those things, or nobody's going to watch a pre-show or a buy-in or anything like that. You've got to put something on it worth it. That's like, oh wow, we got this on the buy-in. I know it's easy to be negative, but try to look at it from that perspective. So that's what I wanted to say. I do think that Swerve bringing New Day in is very organic and probably the best way they could have done it, rather than just putting him in front of the Young Bucks. So going into the follow-up question, Will Ospreay. I believe Will Ospreay will defeat Kenny Omega. Like, because it's time. And I believe that most people want Will Ospreay to defeat Kenny Omega. Even the people that want Kenny to win, They just want Kenny to win because they don't like Ospreay. They know that this story doesn't make sense for Kenny to win. This is Ospreay's time. At some point, you're wasting your investment, which I'm sure CJ you can agree with. Like at some point, he does cost a lot of money, and if you're going to bring him into the company with all this buzz, the buzz that they did, and build this huge storyline, he needs to win the world title. Now we don't know if he's going to win it again or if he's going to be some huge draw as a champion. That time will tell. But at some point, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. You've built this for him, big Wembley Stadium. He needs to win. And he's going to win. And for all the people, this is where I will land this. For all the people that hate him and have a problem with him and aren't willing to give it a chance just because it's a change from what you're used to. He's here. He's arrived, and he's going to be here for a long time. So get used to him.
All right, Jordan. Thank you for that sensual heart-to-heart with Will Ospreay haters in the predictions and preview for All In this Sunday. We will be tuned. Might have some more discussion on a Saturday. But yeah, I personally am hyped. I agree with most everything you said. The panel the panel showed up on us here a little soon, so I'm gonna give my quick thoughts on All In the time while we wait for the rest of our commentators. I do also think Ospreay wins. To your point, I think it's a bit foolish if you bring Ospreay in, you build him the way that you have all this time, as well as the contract aspect, pulling him from New Japan, and you don't make him the guy. It's in his home country as well. Like it's the whole monumental setup for him to
absolutely
moment. So I would agree with you there that it is time for Ospreay. As far as the rest of the card, I'm a lot more hyped for Mercedes and Willow than you.
That's fine. Yeah,
I love their New Japan Strong match. I love the first match they had in AEW. Like I am so hyped for that match. That might be. I'd probably call it my second most hyped match on the card. Darby and Kevin Knight Falls Count Anywhere just sounds like the most exciting spots of all time. Spots of all time through a 20-minute span. So I'm hyped for that as well. But not to say that the main event is not something that I think the Ospreay and the Death Riders was good shit. I'm sorry, good stuff. Kenny taking down MJF. I was there for that live at Beach Break. It's one of the best matches I've ever seen live, maybe the best. So not to say that the Kenny Ospreay main event isn't pulling me in or anything.
Right, I get that.
I am excited for that. I think it's just a testament to how much on this card there is to get invested into.
Oh yeah.
So, it's like a fan like me can be most excited for Mercedes Willow, and a fan like you can be excited for the main event. You know what I'm saying? And there's
or the triple threat. Yeah, there's so many other options. Yeah.
So yeah, big hype for All In. All In's always a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, it is time to move on. I do not know if we will be joined by the rest of our co-hosts here, but
they are back.
Come on, CJ, bro. Bro, look, we here, bro. We came with an Oreo, bro. Come on, bro. We got your 2 wafers and the cream in the middle. Let's get it.
All right. I guess would I introduce this segment, even though this is me yapping? We're just gonna yap for. Okay, we're just gonna give CJ the floor now, I guess.
Don't worry, man. I got you. I already gave y'all this rundown. If there is any person you guys can depend on, it is none other than me. I will deliver more than Nick Cannon's baby mamas. Let's go. Look, CJ, you have for us a list, and I know you are not me, so it's not going to be the greatest list of all time. But it will be the second greatest list of all time. I firmly believe it. So, CJ, present to us your most overrated WWE stars ever. Guys, look. CJ's a very knowledgeable man. And what he has prepared for us today is, in his opinion, in his belief, the most overrated WWE superstars of all time. CJ, take it away. Go ahead. Tell us what you got.
All right. first for our viewers who are not familiar with me and the way that I watch wrestling, I feel like it's important to preface very briefly what I look for and like why I might have had these rankings. Okay, I'm a person that first and foremost I'm prioritizing the in-ring work, right? Okay, and then we will get into your character. Being a big deal matters. Being good on the mic matters, et cetera, et cetera. But like we start first with the in-ring work. So like if you guys, and like I don't put a lot of stake in the kayfabe. So like we'll start there and we'll start. All right. So honorable mentions, I have 5. I'm not gonna give reasons for the honorable mentions. You can assume or come up with reasons for why they might be here in your head. But we have the 5 that I want to get into. So my 5 honorable mentions were Kane, John Bradshaw, Layfield, JBL, Bray Wyatt, Edge, and Chris Jericho. Those were my 5 honorable mentions. They didn't make the top 5, but if we were going further,
love the Bray Wyatt. I love the Bray Wyatt, by the way.
So, first off, at number 5, the number 5 most overrated WWE superstar ever is actually 2 superstars because I cannot come up with a solid number 5. Number 5 is the Dudley Boys. It is a tag team. It's Mr. Devon and Mr. Bubber. The most top 5. I feel like the Dudleys, as far as general consensus in the wrestling landscape, especially WWE fans wrestling landscape, are always thrust into like these best tag team of all conversations, and I have never understood it at all. The Dudleys spends most of their careers outside of the WWE. When they're in the WWE, at best, they're the 3rd most over/important or talented tag team for maybe a year or so in 2000, 2001, and then immediately in 2002, 2003, they fall out of the top 5, maybe out of the top 10 even, when the emergence of Los Guerreros, World's Greatest Tag Team, London and Kendrick, Benoit and Angle, Benoit Jericho, Christian Jericho, 2-Man Power Trip, Edge and Mysterio, Evolution, etc., all pop up in this next year or two or so and take the spots as the better tag teams than the Dudleys. So like I just even if we qualify this list to WWE since 1995 with those teams I just named, like I don't even think they would make. I think I can name 10 to 15 better teams than the Dudleys. So I don't think they have anything to offer besides edgy promos and maybe a year or two or so of good high spot matches where they are riding the coattails of the 2 best tag teams in the world at the time, and Edge and Christian and the Hardys. And even beforehand, they were afterthought in ECW, and not even the best pairing of the Dudleys faction. And afterwards, they're nostalgia act, annoying nostalgia act that made everything they touched worse after the initial Hardys Edge and Christian run when they come back. So, yeah, for me, the Dudleys I just don't understand the classifications in top anything tag team. So I had to put them together at number 5. Moving on to number 4. That was a bit long-winded. Number 4, most overrated wrestler of all time is Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H. All right. Triple H, it took Triple H years to become slightly above average. And that's 6 years in WWE. He was pushed to the moon for about 60 months, which is probably like his best era. That 2000 to 2001 era. I guess you can bleed that over into 2002. But even then, he's not the best guy in WWE at the time. Hardly top 3 in any of those years. Then he gets hurt. He comes back. He never reached that level again. There's some stuff. There's some stuff here and there that's fine, but like. This guy it's few and far between, despite this guy having more booking advantages than any wrestler in the history of the world ever. And that just doesn't sound like a top 10 to 5 wrestler, which is what a lot of the consensus puts him as, like 96, 98. He's a guy who's trying hard, but like he's kind of generic. He's not having any special matches. He's a generic WWF Nick Carter. Then he tags along with Sean. He has some important stuff. Like I said, 2000, 2002, I will not take away those years. He's a great wrestler. Even 98, 99 with the early the DX stuff where he becomes a leader, it's fine, right? I do not think it's good enough to become a top 10 wrestler of all time because after that, he goes into the Evolution feud where, like I said, few and far, he would have some good multi-man tags on television. Benoit drags him through the first half of 2004. It's never mentioned again. The Eugene feud is fine in 2004. 2005, the Batista stuff is obviously fine. But like in between these three feuds of 3 years, there is 40 minutes of Raw TV that is taken up by Reign of Terror Triple H every single week, on top of trying to bury every single person that became even a lick of a vicinity within his reach as far as popularity goes. Like I said, after the injury, once the Evolution stuff starts, it's kind of the same unathletic, repetitive, self-indulgent stuff that like Triple H has been doing. For 8 years at that point, from like 2003 until his heart stops him from wrestling. So that is why Triple H becomes number 4. Like I said, those 2002, 2003, 2000 to 2002, keeps him from being higher than number 4. Number 3 on this list, Mike "The Miz" Mizanin. The Miz, number 3, most overrated wrestler of all time, which might come to us as a surprise, right? Because I feel like it was a really big conversation about like, especially like 5 to 8 years or so, like Miz was in these top underrated conversations. It is, you know what I mean? Like it was like Miz came a long way from being like a complete joke to being an acceptable wrestler. And that's where these conversations of like Miz being underrated started. But like these conversations of underrated spiraled into Miz being good, into Miz being top whatever of all time, into Miz being, you know what I'm saying, like some sort of like a legend or someone that we should revere. When like he never progressed past being perfectly acceptable, and like we were giving him credit from being perfectly acceptable because in the 5 or 6 years before that, he was terrible and one of the worst wrestlers in the world and one of the worst wrestlers on the card. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the Miz praise very quickly went from like underrated to like, okay, 2016, 2018, he's got some decent stuff, to like the Miz is one of the greatest mid-carders of all time. The Miz is one of the greatest Intercontinental Champions of all time. And I just, it's insane. It's insane because this guy got like slightly better. And like the Bryan feud, the Ziggler feuds is like memorable stuff. Like, you know, like he praised his role perfectly, but like I just feel like him being thrust into any type of top 50 anything in WWE conversations is us pushing this underrated thing way too far for just like a perfectly acceptable good hand. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing bad with that. It's not the worst wrestler ever, but like anything to like praise him as like any type of all-time wrestler, I feel like that's overrating him. So we will move on. All right, the big dogs now. Number 2, the number 2 most overrated wrestler in the history of WWE is The Undertaker. Yes, it is The Undertaker. The Undertaker is strange, right? Okay, because The Undertaker, like, much of his career, even he's an active, like, full-time member of the roster, he's still like a special attraction. It's a very similar to Andre the Giant, if you guys kind of know how Andre the Giant was used, except he's not as big as a star as Andre the Giant ever. Maybe one show a year, which I'll get to, right? But like, even if you think to people like a Foley who helped win the Monday Night Wars, or a Shawn or a Triple H, like I don't know if Undertaker is more valuable to these people than like to the company. You know what I mean? Like at their peaks, and like that is the whole appeal of Undertaker. Yet, you know what I mean? Like these, you know, like these guys who are revered for other things are like probably more, you know, probably have higher peaks in terms of like valuability and like popularity than the Undertaker, in my opinion. Like I don't think there's anything he did for the first 5 years of career other than like, you know, having a gimmick that stood out and Paul Bearer with him that like made him, that we could like, you know, call to. Like his 90s output, it is a very often thing that happens between 1991 and 1999 that Undertaker has the worst match on the card. Like that is a thing that happens dozens of times between 91 and 99. Like now I would say 96, 97, I will say he kind of started to catch fire with like some of the plunger stuff. I will give him credit for that. That's part of the reason why he's not number 1. But then again, he's in 2000, 2001, he's burying all the WCW and ECW guys, while guys like The Rock are taking bumps for Rhino, and Austin's taking pins from RVD. But Undertaker's too good to work for the Invasion guys. He's burying them the whole time. 2002, 2003, I've always said the biker gimmick in that era. I guess he kind of 2003 is his best era. I will say that. I have no qualms for there. I do think I think he was on a good run there. I think the rest of his career is hit or miss. Like for every post 2004 feud where like with Angle or Batista or HBK, you have feuds like Khali or Kozlov or Mark Henry, or where he possesses Josh Matthews or Mr. Kennedy or JBL or Muhammad Hassan, or the second Kane feud, or the Triple H feud where they very desperately try to copy the Shawn Michaels feud for the second time. You know what I mean? Like I like for every one of those, few and far between great feuds that he has after 2004, I feel like it's coupled by some of the worst television that you've seen on TV ever. You know what I'm saying? And then when we get on to past the Shawn and Triple H stuff, like it's like that last ride is like it's this guy that WWE has been building as the most mythical, powerful creature since 96, 97, who then becomes into like an insecure, sad old man who can't give up, like who spent the last years being like a mess, like embarrassing himself and like being a danger to himself and the other workers in the ring. And like we have to acknowledge that when we make all-time lists. So like when I see people put Undertaker top 5, top 3, top 5, top 10, I can't. I feel like that's overrating him based on like a majority of what's happened while he's been in WWE. So that's why Undertaker's number 2. We will move on to big number 1. The most overrated wrestler in WWE history. It's very easy. It's Mr. Hulk Hogan. I don't know who else you guys thought I would put here. There's no
yes, sir.
Logical, rational universe where Hulk Hogan ends up on a top 10 to 5 anything wrestlers. It's insane to me. Like Hulk Hogan's case is built off of impact and influence on the business. Yet for all the matches that he made bigger, like I feel like we ignore the endless amount of matches that his ego or his deteriorating in-ring abilities or booking or whatever, like how many matches that like post 90 or so that like he ruined. Like, I know he's in WCW. If you want to give Hogan 83 to 90 as like great years, 83 to 88 as great years, and like 88 to 90, okay, fine. But like any other star, 5 years of like peak work is like it's not enough to get in the top 5 to 10. I guess like maybe some people make the Roman Reigns argument, but that's another story. But like for most people, like this Hogan catalog is like, this Hogan like star power thing is like genuinely like only like a 5-year window where like he's actually doing things. And then like to couple it with the let me preface that 6 years is not like a 6 years like how I talked about Triple H 2000, 2002 being the best in the world. That 6 years is like 6 years where he's an acceptable worker, where he's like fine, where he will do like where he won't stink it up, right? Okay, that is it's not all-time work. He's not a top 25 to 50 worker at any point in his life ever. Okay, that never happens. You know what I'm saying? So like me saying those 5 years are just like him being an acceptable hand. Okay, now when we talk about the detriment that he did, right? Just in WWE, like Hogan's now, like I don't know how much this should go on Hogan's legacy, but I will mention it here just because I felt like mentioning it. Like the damage his 2002, 2003 run did, like it planted the seed in Vince's head that like you can always get like one more run, one more drop from like these old rags. And like that is like the company had that mindset. They've had that mindset for the next it's almost been 30 years now. Like it's over 20. Like it's like always going back to the old timers. Like it's Vince's fault as much as it's Hulk's, but it directly led to like this terrible pattern that the company has been stuck in ever since. Like he's like Hogan he's widely successful and like he's headed some of the biggest runs in any company ever. I have to concede that, but I would argue that like just as many fans as he brings in is as many fans as he keeps away and kept away. Like the steroid trial was huge. The steroid trial was huge in like stereotyping wrestlers as like these roid rage, dumb wrestlers, like, and it's like not high intellectual stuff that can tell stories and like people shouldn't tune into. Like that was a thing that we ignore. Like that has much as effect, I feel like, as much as Hogan's drawing people in. Like, and I also feel like if you give the same machine, the consistent booking, the production, the favorable match construction that's like put together meticulously by 8 agents at a time for every match, and the merchandising push, like if you give that to a number of wrestlers in 83, 84 range, like how many people would that work for? Like probably a lot. I mean, we don't know for sure, but like I pretty much like he is the sole reason that like anybody, like if we're having a debate about a wrestler, that they will chime in about drawing power or being a superstar, because everything else Hulk Hogan can't stack up, and he can't keep up to other legends at anything other than being popular. And so I feel like Hulk Hogan's the legacy and the way that we talk about Hulk Hogan has completely ruined wrestling debates, almost to the point that like we cannot have talks without putting things and like Hulk Hoganizing things to where like the ranking must be about draw power, because that is the only thing that Hulk Hogan is a legend for. But if we were talking about anything that has to do with talent or like your ability as a wrestler, Hulk Hogan is the most overrated wrestler in WWE history. Sorry, very long-winded. I took a while there, but that is my.
No, you're good.
CJ, I hate you.
Y'all
bro.
go ahead.
CJ, I hate you. Like, and the reason that I hate you, I hate when I dislike you, but you make me understand you. And I hate that you're making me agree with you, bro. Like, I can only argue one wrestler on this whole top 5 overrated. You had me sitting here doing soul searching about myself, and I'm like, why do I like the? Oh my!
Is it number 2? Is it number 2?
Oh, it's number 2. Look
not
at
number 2. I actually agree with you on number 2.
It's fine.
I think
got Steph.
I can admit that Undertaker is overrated. I think for the first time I'm actually having a revelation. Undertaker.
This is what Justified is all about.
Might not.
So
be
hey, Steph, say it. Undertaker is overrated. Just out loud, like just.
Yeah.
You know what, Steph? I'm gonna stop you right there, buddy. Go ahead, soak it all in. Take it all in.
No, because you're incorrect on one of these. Triple H should not be on this top 5 overrated because.
Are you insane? Are you insane?
No.
Are you insane?
I'll give you Undertaker. You can change my opinion on Undertaker. You brought a tear to my eye because now I gotta go rewrite my top 5 wrestlers of all time. I'll give you The Miz, even because of what you said. He goes from these underrated conversations to suddenly the greatest of all time in the Intercontinental. So I'll give you The Miz. The Dudley Boys been fat since 1999 and barely moving. I will give you the Dudley Boys. Hulk Hogan, I thought was black when I grew up. I found out he was white. Then I found out he was racist. So I will give you.
He's colorblind. You know what he's talking about.
Hey! I never gave Hulk Hogan nothing other than draw and impact. I will never ever say I'm gonna go turn on a Hulk Hogan match. Never in my life will I do that. Undertaker, you made a really good point. You get the good, but you also get the bad, and I do agree. So maybe I can agree with him being in that over.
Stop pandering around stuff. Talk about her. Talk about him. Talk about him.
No. My revelation will be another day. But Triple H should not be in this overrated list. And I say that because I think we're limiting. You just go to fine. Batista Triple H was great. The great build. You said fine, but not. I did hear you. You're saying, okay, what was the stuff leading to it? What's the other stuff in the year? The entirety of that year was really building for that. I don't think it's too crazy to have a year where that's like your main build. The Evolution build was great throughout the whole thing. We can't sit here and get on Triple H for that, but give Roman Reigns props for building to a match with Cody Rhodes for 4 years. You don't do that, CJ. But I know two people right next to you.
On my honorable mentions. He was nearly on my.
Okay, you know what? So I hear you a little bit more.
CJ,
so I can't have Triple H on this.
Good job. Your honorable mention
because of the Batista stuff. Because of the John Cena Triple H, John Cena,
John
stuff. Yes, John. Yes,
John.
You with John, and also
John.
Triple H.
Nobody said that.
I said
no. John ain't going on the list.
I'm saying he had.
Don't worry.
Stuff.
No,
John's
Triple H and John is not some all-time great
never
feud.
said all time. The word all time never left these lips. Look at him closely. I know you do because I've seen your search history. But now, going back, also Triple H and Randy Orton might have been one of the best entertainment storylines.
And they stuck up the joint.
Did I say anything about the match? Did I say anything about the match?
Because you know better. Because you know better. Because you know better. Because you know better.
My argument was that Orton and
Batista
feuds are far and few between. That was my argument is that there are stuff that you're going to point out that I will agree is good. My point was that those are far and few between after his injury, after the quad. That was my argument.
Do you want to know what's far and few between?
Shut up! Shut up! Because even with the far and few, if I'm looking at the stuff in between, I'm looking at the DX reunion where they were going up against McMahon and Big Show and the Hell in a Cell.
They were going up against the Spirit Squad?
Yes, the Spirit Squad was cooking!
I'm not going.
These things were cooking!
Oh my God!
I'm looking at them pulling in Hornswoggle. I'm looking at these moments. This was fire.
No cook. Burnt.
Y'all is crazy.
Burnt. All right, so
act like none of that was good. Y'all are crazy.
I said
nah.
Which means there was good stuff in between there.
No.
Man.
All right.
No, Jordan, you have to wait. Everybody will wait. Steph, you are an example. When we asked the question, I was about to get canceled. When we asked the question, do I want my son to grow up to be a lawyer? Do I want my son to grow up to be a doctor? Do I want my son to grow up to be a... Shut up! Do I want my son to grow up and be a great man? Do you know the prayer I pray at night for my future self? I pray that my son becomes anything besides a Triple H soldier! And that's what you are! You are a Triple H soldier! You ain't a chain gang soldier! You play the game all day and all night. That's what you do. It's absolutely asinine that you have Triple H defeats. Do you know what happened tonight? Did you enjoy getting a back room and swap belts? Did y'all trade utility? And what is this absolute insanity I am hearing before my eyes? You will hear all the facts told to you straight, and you will look Steph, I need you to look in between your eyes, in between those headphones that you have. You better put them back on, boy. This is absolutely asinine. Dude, there you go. Absolutely asinine.
Do you have an argument about the list, Mr. Reese?
Well, I have an argument with Steph. That's what I have. I have an argument with Steph. I have an argument with everybody who supports the Triple H propaganda. Even William 4945. Do you want that? You want to know what that number stands for? 4,945 days of poverty. That's what it stands for. That's what it's on. That's what Triple H has delivered for us for the past 30 years.
Okay.
Absolute asinine. CJ, when it comes to your list, straight cinema. When it comes to Steph's feedback, absolute garbage.
CJ,
Thank you so much, CJ, for going out here and spewing the Hunter Hearst gospel all over Stephville, all over New Jersey.
No.
It's been absolutely ridiculous that I have to hear excuse after excuse, whether it be for his booking, whether it be for his wrestling, for the Hunter Hearst Hemsley regime. It's ridiculous! And I won't stand for it. Do you know what, Steph? I'm not mad. I'm disappointed because you are smarter than this. I believe you are smarter than this. You know better. You know better. It's not time to play the game. It's not time to go out here and make excuses. It's not time to go tear quads. It's not time to take off our headset because we don't want to listen to the facts. This is what Triple H does. No, keep that same pose. CJ, Jordan, when a good person has an idea in the back that can actually generate some revenue, do you want to know what Triple H does? He takes the headphones off. Triple H, do you want to put on a good match tonight? I'm going to take the headphones off. Triple H, can you elevate some time for me? I'm going to take the headphones off. Triple H, can we have a show with less than 30 years old? I'm going to take the headphones off. Triple H, can you not bang Stephanie and manipulate your way to the top? I'm going to take my headphones off. It's ridiculous! Absolute insanity!
Alright, first off, you would have went for Stephanie backstage too. Let's just say that first and foremost. Reese, I've seen your search history. I know how you go crazy.
My turn.
You know what? You're right. And I've learned to let your
my turn become the face of the company.
Exactly. If I could marry my boss's daughter, Reese, I don't even want to be this close to you.
My turn. So I'm gonna be honest with you, CJ. You know a lot about basketball. Just just what's a good field goal percentage in basketball, CJ? Just like right off the top of your head, good field goal percentage. Like just like something that's like if you got this, I want you.
46, 47.
All right, so if that's a good field goal percentage, tell me why when it comes to lists tonight, franchise is shooting at 100. Tell me why, because this is the second list in a row that I completely agree with. Despite what I believe about Triple H as a booker, I do believe he does get way too much credit over. I'll put him in the overrated top 5 list. I hear people say this guy's better than Roman Reigns, better than this, better than that.
Yes!
You have Undertaker at 2, and you have Hogan at 1. That is enough for me to just end Chris Jericho in your honorable mentions. Something that I feel like I only mention. That is what I'm going to give you the credit you deserve for your list because I think it's perfect. I think Reese's was great. I just like.
Look at what he's doing. You see that salute? Y'all saw that salute? That's that Triple H redeem salute.
I have a question for Mr. CJ.
Look. That's what I'm saying.
CJ, after the words of him just now, after meeting Jordan, did your idea of how overrated Roman Reigns is change at all?
Yeah, that's why I said Roman probably should have made honorable mentions at least. Honestly,
no. See, CJ. If you had it,
this is Triple H regime. Look what he did. Look what he did. Look what he did.
Down to 90.
This is asinine.
I was like, whoa, why y'all doing that?
Phenomenal.
I was like, hold on, I might need to add it, bro.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes,
this is exactly what this is exactly what I'm talking about. Trying to bury guys younger. The Triple H regime needs to be annihilated. And I will go on a tear every stream. I will be at Sunday Night Main Event to hold a sign that says the game sucks and it should never be bought. There is no way that we will sit here and try to manipulate lists to get Roman on it because your boy got fried tonight, Steph. This is with no CJ. I don't want to hear it. Don't make excuses. If Triple H has 1,000 haters, I am one of them. If he has 100, I'm there in the crowd. If he has 1, I will be seeking the truth to set people free so I can bring the number back to 1,000. If Triple H takes an ibuprofen that Steph has, I will make sure to hide it in a deep, dark corner so that way he never finds it. I will do everything to make sure that the world knows that the Hunter Hearst Helmsley regime should be rejected by all of mankind. Yes, it's Sunday Night Main Event now. He doesn't even know his own days, his own weeks. He doesn't know how to wrestle anymore, and he lost how to book a good show a long time ago. So, CJ, thank you for the list, and you know you are right.
Yeah, that's
when
probably,
Steph
not gonna
disagreed.
do that.
No, fair. Fair to what Steph said, though. Some of the takes from the debate before my segment did make me start to think about the Roman overrated honorable mention. But I don't think he deserves honorable mention. I don't think he's on the level of those other guys. I appreciate.
No, see, CJ, you almost made the mistake of all mistakes.
I appreciate.
Wait, Jordan. Wait, CJ. Would you like confirmation that you made a mistake, Jordan? Who's the greatest wrestler of all time?
Greatest wrestler in WWE history? You need to clarify stuff. I watch a lot of wrestling.
In WWE history.
Steph,
Answer the question.
Go. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep. Oh, I'm proud of you. You have sense today.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Look at you.
I've never said it was Roman Reigns.
Look at you trying to bury people again. Unjustified. It's completely unjustified. Close us out, CJ.
Yeah.
Close us out, CJ. Yeah,
let's take it home. Let's get it home.
All right. Thank you all for joining us on this fine Thursdays. We will be back with you on Standoff on Saturday. Thank you to Jordan. Thank you to Reese. Thank you to Steph. They're not below me. I'm here by myself, but thank you to all of them for helping me. Thank you all for tuning in, and happy Thursday. Have a great night, and we'll see you later.